Morning everybody, hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear. I've never had time for a sound check. So hopefully somebody will actually say you're coming through loud and clear, and that's fine. So we've been on a journey talking about overcoming your fears and powerful ways of doing that right now in the moment. Morning Joanna. So we've established that getting through fear is a skill really that anyone can master, let's be honest. The problem is that most people are clinging to their fears and it's actually holding them back. Morning Francis. Thank you Joanna. If you aren't ready to face your fears, then they'll continually hold you back for the rest of your life. It's something we really need to do. But remember, there's nothing really wrong with that. Everything will happen in its own time. I think that's the key here. And the point of readiness will happen for you. It's just a consistent belief and having faith that it's actually going to happen for you. Morning Sarah, morning Andrea. So yesterday we spoke about journaling, talking to others, therapy, neuro-linguistic programming, put my teeth back in, NLP, otherwise known as, and actually having a life coach. Somebody could see the forest for the trees, if that makes sense. We talked about that in a way back in Millionaire Mindset episode. Morning Jimmy. And how that transpires. If you excuse me, I'm going to take a wee seat here, but I'm going to clean this bench first because it is soaking. That's better. Ooh. Oh. And we talked about that in Millionaire Mindset, actually, about having a life coach. So the next one I'm going to talk about in powerful ways to overcome your fear right now is reading. Oh my God. Once I'd left school, I vowed I'd never read a book again. Morning Alana. Get used to reading. Seriously. I think it was Albert Einstein that said, somebody might correct me, but it doesn't matter. The principle's right. You are where you are in the next 5 years by the books you read and the people you associate with. Reading a good book on a specific fear can open new doors on how you can get rid of it. I read a lot of motivational, inspirational, analytical and life stories around the topic I'm dealing with. And if your life is falling apart, pay attention to what books come into your life as a result of that. Notice which ones call out to you. Feel the fear and do it anyway. How to stop worrying and start living. The Richest Man in Babylon. That's a fantastic book. All brilliant books and the whole keys to conquering your fears. Take action. This is key. Now listen while I say this. Ready, fire, aim. If you're doing ready, aim, fire, it's probably not going to happen. Because what happens is you get ready and you try to aim and you try to get perfect. And perfection will lead to paralysation and procrastination. You'll never do it. So ready, fire, aim. So just get on with it. Just do it. Point and click. I've become an action taker and I know that fears are really just fears. They're created by your imagination and to make the reality even scarier than possible. And to protect you. Your mind basically protecting you. When you're able to take action and face your fears, they become weaker as a result of that because you realise that the reality isn't nearly as bad as what your imagination's making out. This allows you to find and follow your passion. And this leads me on to watch. Watching, right, this is key. What I've found, if you're so wrapped up in your fear and so focused on it, go and watch a movie or a documentary because it can be as light and enlightening as reading a book. Sometimes it's nice to distract yourself from your fear. Remember, your mind can only think of one thing at a time. So if you occupy it with a good film, it's no chance of thinking about anything else. If you really want to, you can find dozens of movies on the fear you're actually dealing with. The Secret is a fantastic documentary on Netflix. One for me is Coach Carter. It's brilliant with Samuel L. Jackson. There's lots more out there that deal, and they're inspirational, and they'll take you forward. And it leads me on to diet, probably key in everything. Did you know that the food you eat can really have a dramatic impact on how you feel? Garbage in, garbage out. That's really what it comes down to. All the processed sugars, additives, sweeteners, and other chemicals in your foods are surprisingly powerful effect when you're getting your body out of balance. It also stops us sleeping correctly and building up the all-important serotonin that you need every day to help you stay balanced. There's people out there that don't have a clue about this. Serotonin is produced in the gut. It's as a result of what you eat in your diet and the sleep that you get, the sleep pattern you have. If you don't have all these things, serotonin does not build up, and it's like fuel for your brain every single day to make you feel balanced. If you lack serotonin, you go out of kilter. You think a wee bit differently. You think a bit more negatively. And dare I say, antidepressants are inhibitors to serotonin, so they actually delay the depletion of serotonin. It actually slows it down. So the little you have lasts a lot longer during the day. They don't do anything else other than that. So stick to a clean diet that really suits you. My goodness, I hear you say, I've got no chance. Well, if someone like me can do this over the last 7 years, let's be honest, it's just small steps, you can as well. So it's just small steps compounded over a period of years to one big massive leap. That's really all it comes down to. So meaning more fruits, vegetables, whole foods, real whole foods. Just eat a bit more each day, see what happens, and you'll find yourself having more energy and more courage throughout that time. This is not more money. You can go down to Aldi's Lidl's and it's cheap as chips to buy veg, fresh veg and fresh produce. You get loads of it, like you get carrots for 49 pence. You get broccoli, for about 30 pence. And finally, for today, positivity. Whenever fear strikes, flip it over. Instead of thinking of something bad that can happen, think of something positive. What's a positive outcome to your fear? If you're thinking about public speaking, hello, what am I doing just now? Imagine yourself being successful instead of failing horribly. And that's the key. Thanks for these kind words, Alana. Really appreciate that. And I hope you're getting something out of this. Thank you, Julie. And Mona Louise. And that's it, really. All these key things that we can talk about. So really it comes down to watching, diet, positivity, and all these different things that you'll use as a result of getting through what you're doing and your fears. And it's all about overcoming those fears. There is nothing to fear but fear itself. And if you can eliminate fear, what's going to stop you? If you had no fear, what would you want to do? What would you accomplish? What would you do right now in this moment? So what's stopping you doing it? And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.